Good morning, Nigeria. Happy Workers' Day. And welcome to a special Mayfest edition, guys, of your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria. As always, we're here to kickstart your day with a bang, as always.
Absolutely, and a very happy Workers' Day to you all, our very hardworking viewers.
Yeah.
Now, out there, definitely, we're about to turn up the heat right in here and celebrate the hustle and bustle of Nigerian workers in style.
Yes, guys, and that's right. Today is all about honoring the dedication, resilience, and commitment of our Nigerian workforce. Whether you are in the office, on the field, or even working from home, this day is specially dedicated to you.
For you and to you alone. Of course, we definitely have a packed show for you. Just make sure you sit tight. Titi is somewhere in the building. We have a chef also prepping. My name is Winfrey Agbelishe.
I'm Emil Kocher. Remember, guys, that today we are raising and making a toast to the unsung heroes who keep our nation moving forward day in, day out. From the artisans to the bankers, teachers, doctors, everywhere in between. Guys, remember that you are the backbone of our society.
Speaking about backbone, we definitely got a spine-tingling lineup of entertainment, inspiration, and laughter lined up just for you. Now get ready, kick back, relax, and enjoy the ride as we celebrate all things Nigerian on this special Workers' Day edition of Wake Up Nigeria.
Remember, guys, that you can watch us live from anywhere across the world. Just move over to our website page. Yes, that's on tvcentertainment.tv.
We're also live on GOTV channel 27 and UHF band 149. We're on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at TVC Entertainment _. So make sure you're following us.
Remember, guys, that you can also share your thoughts with us using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all our socials. We are looking around for those comments, guys. Don't sleep on us. Don't sleep on us.
Definitely. Now, to head over to what we have today, we'll be starting with Aderonke Olusheye, also known as Dibia, who holds a certification as a certified holistic nutritionist, nutrition and health coach, holistic health practitioner, naturopath, and nutrition scientist and aromatherapist. She's definitely registered with Canadian Association for Integrative Nutrition. In fact, she has a very long bio. We'll be speaking with her, so make sure you don't touch it.
It feels like the show is packed today. Like,
yes, it is actually.
Jam-packed so much into
We
this
have
show.
quite, our experts this morning have quite a robust resume. And it's beautiful. I can't wait, especially the discussion on relationship, even in marriage. It doesn't mean that that damage never existed. So so I'm really looking forward to that conversation.
Rolling it back, happy Workers' Day.
Happy Workers' Day. Happy May Day and Happy New Month, guys.
Happy New Month.
I'm really looking forward to this.
So this is the 5th month, right? Yeah. Okay, when you count, 5 months has gone by already, have gone by in the year, and things seem to be, there's just been a lot of changes.
But in the last 4 months?
Yeah, in the last 4 months. A lot of things, you just have no idea where you're actually going to be in the next 2 months, especially in a society like ours. But it does feel like we're extremely resilient people. We're strong.
Feels like, you think so?
No, like, there's just a lot Nigerians go through. Like, look at the petrol queue you were in yesterday.
Oh my, Titi, do not remind me. Like, I literally had to threaten the fuel attendant that I was going to call out his name this morning on the show, because what happened was, I went for my fabric shopping yesterday, and then by the time on my way out, I was looking for filling stations because one, I had 2 empty kegs in the car that needs to be filled, and then also my car as well. And then I saw this filling station, so I just dropped by at Marina. We were there from 5 p.m. Yes, now because Lagos Island. I said, so isn't they say
places to give up? Marina.
So funny. I just said, let me just take the risk anyway. So I got in. So I drove in, anyway. In a nutshell, it was a ruckus because the fuel attendant was attending. There was a long queue of empty kegs, and yet he was attending to those that were selling for black markets because they were his people.
And of course, because they charge higher.
And because they charge, so he was attending to them, and then everything stopped.
You know what? You're speaking the minds of the people right now. There are people that went through it and are still going
I
through
reported
it
to his
morning.
manager.
Definitely.
They were calling me a hero yesterday. They said, thank you for coming to our rescue, because those men had been on that queue for hours. So guys, let's do better. As we are demanding accountability from our leaders, let's do better with ourselves.
Before she goes on a full-on speech, we have to pause it right there as we take a look at today's weather. Hello and good morning. It's time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Oyinson. Thanks for joining us. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited insists there is sufficient supply of petrol in the country. Senior officials of NNPC Limited, alongside Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, disclosed this during a tour of petrol stations in Abuja to inspect and ascertain the availability of products in the station. Helen Osamede Akins reports.
In the recent past, there have been claims and counter-claims between NNPC Limited and the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria over who is responsible for the ongoing fuel scarcity. NNPC insists there is enough product and that the queues will soon disappear, while IPMA says the scarcity will persist for the next 2 weeks. NNPC Limited has maintained its claims that there is sufficient product and the queues will soon disappear. Motorists at some fuel stations confirm that the situation has improved compared to the past week.
As we speak today, we have 12 vessels laden with over 1 billion liters of PMS on our waters. And in the next 5 days, we have another 5 coming with over 600 million liters of PMS. So the issue is not supply. Supply is abundant. We've had tightness in the distribution network, and I'm glad to say that as NNPC, we're not just the supplier of last resort. We are also coordinating the industry effort to address this situation.
Let's say there's a little different. Like today is better. There are times we spend like 3 hours at the filling station. There are times we spend more.
NMDPRA also restates its determination to clamp down on any fuel station found hoarding the product or shortchanging Nigerians.
And so we're working with FCCPC to ensure that consumers are protected. And as a responsible regulator, we will not shy from sanctioning any depot, any retail outlet that is either hoarding products or taking advantage of Nigeria with profiteering. Receiving funds from marketers and operators, and paying transporters as well to close down the equalization fund. As we speak, we've been disbursing 10 billion between a few days ago and now, and transporters will begin to receive their payments as we speak.
Although there are still queues at some petrol stations, some are still locked up, but it is hoped that in the coming days, the situation will be resolved. Helen Osamede Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
The police say a 14-year-old boy was killed in a sword attack in Hainault, East London yesterday. 4 others were injured, including 2 police officers. Local MP Wes Streeting calls the police response heroic. The other victims are all in hospital but are not thought to have life-threatening injuries. Police say the 36-year-old suspect was arrested after being transferred and 22 minutes after the first call they received. The suspect is in hospital after driving his van into a house as the attack began, and the police have been unable to speak to him. The incident is not being treated as terror-related, and the police say they have no sign of prior contact with him. It's time for What's Up and About on this Wonder Woman Wednesday right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, there's so many things to talk about, especially on a day like today, a public holiday. But I love this post that Winfrey highlighted for us a bit earlier on today. And it's sort of like a post celebrating, celebrating people who like to take care of their parents. There were a few comments under the post that I don't know, I'm on the fence about, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Essentially, it's a post of a lady who talks about when she got into university, quite young, her parents paid every single penny that she needed for school. And she was home one day where she got one of those scam calls, and sadly, because she responded in a not so intelligent way by giving her the PIN out, her mom's account PIN out, apparently they drained her mom's bank account. And apparently her mom did not yell at her, didn't scream at her, didn't chastise her. She didn't ask her anything except if she still needed anything for school, that she could still sell some things from her shop to make sure she got them. And it's just heartwarming. It's heart-wrenching to think of how this girl probably felt after, maybe just making a mistake and thinking, you know what, Omo, is the end, though. But her mom just came back with, don't worry, Now, where do we stand on taking care of your parents? Because this lady now says everything in her being, everything in her power, she's going to do to look after her mom from there on out. But there are some people that feel that doing things for your parents shouldn't be your priority at this time. What do you think?
Yeah, so basically, anyway, something that caught my attention on the post, I think on the last slide, she literally said, spending my money anyhow. Sorry, that's why I pray day and night for God to keep them for me till the day I retire. Them and give them the only one job, right? Spend my money anyhow and living their life lavishly and all of that. She now said, else you have had disgusting parents. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right,
That
it's going all
last line.
great until you
That
literally
last line.
took that, So, I mean, I went over, there were several comments, right? I think another one that the truth is, I feel different strokes for different folks. I think that's literally the point, because someone actually went ahead to comment that, every time she literally tries assisting her parents and their mom and everything, the mom literally tells her, see, you're the one starting life, right? Okay. Right now, it's time for you to gather as much as you can, invest in yourself, do all of that and everything. Don't worry, we are fine. We're good. Do you understand? We brought you to this point. Do you understand? So another person also commented about how, their parents, her dad was literally about to sell the property and share the money amongst their siblings, and they literally decided to take her to school, send her to school, to masters abroad instead and all of that. So I'm just saying that, I mean, people have different ideas, right? Some people are talking about how, okay, if your parents are still young, why are you still sending them money if they're still working and all of that? But some people believe that, see, like the people that brought you to this life literally should be taken care of. And I think that's where I actually stand. I mean, if they've literally sacrificed, because if you look at it, right, they're working. Even now, like if you actually are a parent, you're working, and the first thing you're always thinking about is your kids, where your kids are, how they're doing. You understand? I feel if they get to a level of responsibility, no matter how wealthy they are, you definitely should honor your parents by literally making sure that life is way more easier
for them.
Yeah.
The bane of this conversation here is the tweet that said, it is not your responsibility to take care of your parents. That was what, started this conversation. Yesterday, I went to a physiotherapist because I've been having frequent backaches. And while I was waiting for, at the reception, this lady came in with her mom. Apparently, her mom is very elderly, and I guess she's having some, physical body issues, and she decided to bring her in. And every single time that I see people with their parents, I become very emotional because, over the weekend, I had a hangout with my cousins, and we talked about my mom because their mom is also dead. My mom is a twin. Oh, so yes. It was a reunion of some sort. Yeah, and we're talking about our parents and how much we would do for them, if they were here. I mean, imagine taking them on trips, taking them on spa dates, because they deserve it. And let's flip it. And some people would say, what if your parents were never there? What if they were, ruthless, wicked, evil, they never gave you any sort of attention? You know better. They said 2 wrongs never make a right, right? If you know better at this point or at this stage in your life, do better. If they knew better, they would have done better at their own time. But you are at a point where you are more aware, you are knowledgeable, you have that enlightenment, you have that awareness. Do better. They are your parents. The Bible it's not an error when it said, honor your father and your mother, so that your days will be long. Emphasis, it did not say but. If they are like wicked or if they did not take care of you, do not do it. No. It is stipulated there, and it is a rule that we should all abide by, because the truth is, we might even think that we are better parents, and then as we grow older, we find out that even our children, God said, will be like,
they don't even send you.
Do you understand? So just honor your parents in the best way that you can.
I was actually, because there are a lot of people that have been in situations where their carers or whoever looked after them, adults looking after them, were not knowledgeable about the ethics of parenting. They were extremely mean, probably even down to the issue of child labor. So for instance, okay, there was a gentleman I heard about, and he lived with his uncle. Now, his uncle and his father were extremely close. They were like, they did everything together. And when his own father died, he expected his uncle to follow suit and look after him in the same way his father essentially looked after his brother. And apparently this uncle was the meanest, the most wicked, and as he grew up, all he could remember was how good his father was to him. And eventually, even though I think he was sleeping under the stairs, he was cleaning the whole house for the man's family and everything, relegated to wearing the same shirt almost every day. He eventually made it. And he had heard somewhere that the best revenge was success. So yes, if maybe the person taking care of you wasn't so nice to you, pay it forward by being successful, right? He eventually took care of the uncle's children were, God forgive me, useless. They didn't amount to anything. The man took all his father's money and used it to build a business. The children tore it down. Eventually, this same boy that was sleeping under the stairs was the one that looked after his cousins and the uncle in old age. Now, this man is a multi-millionaire now. I know that it's like, I don't know, it's God's way of blessing him for not having revenge or taking revenge out on that old man.
Because he could have responded in the same way.
He could have.
Manner.
Now, coming back to this story, I wanted to just touch on the fact that you are also going to have young people look after you one day.
As you grow older.
If you don't pay it forward now, what is going to happen to you?
It's waiting for you. In front.
It's waiting for you with.
It's waiting for you in front. Even PhD.
But at this point, we would love to hear your thoughts. Please use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Tag us #WakeUpNigeria TVCE and let us hear your side on this matter. Let's take another quick break. There's still more on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen on this beautiful, beautiful May day. I have with me the pretty Chef Shim from Flavored Crafts. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
Once you came in, I'm like, are we baking today or what are we baking today? I was like, no, we're not baking. We're frying, but I just flour. Okay, so tell me, what are we making today?
Okay, so we're making some potato fingers.
Okay.
They're fries anyway, but it's not the basic way that you have your potato fries. We're going to have it boiled, then mashed.
Oh, Lord, the type
with some spices and
the one that is problematic.
You know,
Okay,
but it's tasty.
Yeah, apparently it is very tasty. He doesn't like normal potato, but when you now mash it, I don't get this.
And mix some things with it.
So tell me, what do we need for this?
Okay, so definitely we need potatoes.
Irish,
Yes, Irish potatoes. Not too many things anyway. We're using flour, corn flour, some dry pepper, salt to taste, a little seasoning. Of course, we'll have some fried chicken to go with it, and ketchup.
And ketchup. I guess that's for the fries, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now what are we, this chicken has been processed,
Yes,
right? So
it's already seasoned and boiled, so
Okay.
we'll just be frying
What
them.
did we season with? We need to know every detail.
Every detail. So we're going with seasoning,
Yes.
onions, definitely. I particularly like to use spring onions,
Okay.
not the regular onions, because it's more flavorful, and yes, then it goes into it.
Into it more,
Yeah.
sure, and brings out a nice. Okay, now walk me
Yeah.
through the process, right? We know the normal chips, Irish. I mean, you just peel it, slice
Yeah.
it, maybe put a little salt, and then fry it.
So
now what are we
today
going to
we'll be
doing?
peeling the potatoes.
Okay.
We'll dice them, they go to boil. Then we'll bring it out, mash, add our seasonings and salt. Then the flours, the corn flour, and the dry pepper as well.
Okay.
Then we'll spread into a parchment paper. This is a parchment paper. It's
Okay,
a non-stick
parchment paper.
paper.
Okay.
So it allows you to spread your
paper.
potato dough.
Okay.
Then you take it, cut into strips to fry.
The strips. Like,
Yes.
why? Tell me why. Just explain to me why. Why do we have to go through that process?
Why do we
Why
have
can't
to
you
give
just put it like this?
Yes,
Pepper on the
because
side.
I believe that with food, even the aesthetics matters, and it makes it more appealing
And
when you
more
put them
interesting, right?
exactly,
Very
especially when you're serving as a dessert.
Okay, amazing. Definitely waiting for this particular recipe to come to life, and we will definitely be getting on with that right about now. But then again, we have on the couch with a very interesting conversation.
Interesting conversation indeed we're about to have with Aderonke Olusheye, also known as Dibia. She holds certifications as a certified holistic nutritionist, nutrition and health coach, holistic health practitioner, naturopath, nutrition scientist, and aromatherapy. Wow. She's also registered with the Canadian Association for Integrative Nutrition as a holistic nutrition practitioner, with HCA Canada, and the list goes on. But I would just stop right here. This morning, she will be discussing the power of greens, exploring the wonders of greens and fruits for all-round health impacts for individuals for all ages. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I see that you are what you preach. You have it right there in the palm of your hands, really handy. The power of greens. Okay, so first off, we need to establish what greens are so that people, really understand, what class of greens are. So when you're talking greens, let's look at it holistically.
So when we say greens, greens fall under, so all the classes of food are actually contained in your vegetables. So green vegetables are what we call greens, green vegetables. So we have let me bring it down to our local greens. We have ugu, we have cucumbers will also go under greens. We have spinach, we have our local F4 green.
F4.
Tete, water leaf, your bitter leaf, your scent leaves. Those are the kinds of greens that we readily find around us, right? And then for those of us that are in the diaspora, and for those of us that are in the diaspora, you have your celery, you have your kale, you have your broccoli. That's for those that are in the diaspora, I mean outside Nigeria. So we have greens around us. There is no tree that fruits that doesn't have greens. Before a tree will fruit, there has to be the green leaves. So I like to say that your fruits will not exist without greens, and that's just the truth, right? And it's so interesting because the life and the power that our greens embed, we have no idea. We just see them as things that we just pluck on the roads, and no. First of all, what makes our greens, it's a pigment called chlorophyll. And if we understand how chlorophyll works and what it does, we will know that the chlorophyll is actually the life of the plant.
Yes.
The chlorophyll is what the plant uses to synthesize from the sun and produces oxygen and glucose, which the plant in itself needs to reproduce and to grow and to develop. And so when we as human beings take in chlorophyll, we are literally taking in the life of the plant. And chlorophyll has such an amazing effect on our blood. It is a detoxification, you know, a very natural detoxification gift that we have been given freely, right? So greens are just amazing.
Now let's talk about how to properly utilize these greens for the benefits of our health.
Yes.
How do we incorporate it into our everyday diets?
Okay, to incorporate it to our everyday diet, that's really not hard. So first things first, we must establish the fact that greens must be, I use the word must because it is critical when it comes to our health. It is something that on a daily basis we must incorporate into our diet. I mentioned the power of greens being able to detoxify our system. And detoxification should actually be an everyday. It should be every day. It's not something that you do once in a while. And then you just wake up. But then it's also not complicated. As simple as taking cucumber every day, first thing in the morning.
You have to chew it, or you can just put it in a bottle of water.
You can juice it. You can blend it up as smoothie, whichever one suits you.
Okay.
A lot of people would do well with drinking. I do well with drinking than chewing. When I'm taking fruits, I would chew. But when it comes to my greens, I like to juice it. Of course, because also the sugar content in your greens are not so high. So if you juice it, it is not spiking your blood sugar levels in any way. So greens are actually very good for people that are diabetic, for instance. You wake up every morning and the first thing you do is take a glass of greens. Vegetables now, to be precise, for people that are diabetic.
So for a diabetic patient, what would you suggest, or what would you advise that they take, you know, in terms of their greens?
In terms of greens, just any green leafy vegetables around you would work. Like I said, their sugar levels are almost non-existent, so it does not do anything when it comes to spiking your blood. If anything, they actually even help to reduce your blood pressure levels, right? And also, if you now, for people that are diabetic, it will be nice for them to blend it up. So when you're blending it up, you blend with a lot of water. What that does is that it makes it fluid and viscous enough. So you drink it, you are taking in the fiber. If you have a very good blender, it will literally, you know, shred it into pieces, and you don't even know that
them at all.
Drinking or you are chewing the fiber. So you take the fiber, which helps to slow down the rate at which blood is released into your body, because that's one of the things that we miss out a lot on in our everyday diet. We don't have enough fiber in them. So with fiber, it helps to reduce how sugar is being released into the body, right? So I tell people it's best taken first thing in the morning. That is not to say you cannot take it at other times of the day, but when you take it first thing in the morning, your body system is, you know.
So is this the minute you wake up, or you go grab a bite and then, you know, take it?
Before you take anything.
Before you take anything. Okay.
You can drink water, right? If you are the type that likes to take herbal teas, you can take herbal teas. And then the next thing you're taking, before or after that, would be your greens. Like for me, this is the first thing. I've taken some while I was...
So quickly tell us what's in here.
So in here, I have rodo leaves. That's pepper, but it's not peppery.
Okay.
You know, people will think that because I said rodo leaves, it's not peppery at all.
It's the leaves from the pepper plant.
Then I have tomato leaves in here. I have bitter leaf in here. So I decided to switch it up. I mean, I started this. Today is day 13. Right? So I decided to switch it up, you know, this week by adding some bitters to it. Why? Because of my liver. So bitters do great for the liver. If you notice, the bile is, you know, just somewhere around the liver. The gallbladder is somewhere around the liver. So when you take bitters, things like bitter leaves, it helps to stimulate and enhance, and, you know, just helps to optimize your liver health. So that's why I decided to.
And then you also have apples in there as well, to just, you know.
And I have cucumber in here, right? So people don't. I just listed a number of things. You don't have to go this way, this route. I have all of these things in my compound, right? So, but you can, if it is just bitter leaf you have in your compound,
that is okay.
Just take like, like 100 ml shot of bitter leaf.
I mean, this we can't exhaust this conversation. We definitely have to have it where we like break down, you know, these leafy greens and the benefits they have on our health, each of them, so that people like really understand, you know, the benefits of this, of, you know, having these greens. But thank you so much for the conversation. We'll continue again next week, Tuesday, Wednesday rather. Yeah, fantastic. And that's it on nutrition, guys. The show continues. Would like you to stay with us.
Welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I'm still here with Chef Sheun, and we're creating a very interesting type of potato fries this morning, okay? Not the regular type. Now we're literally making something more complicated, I like to call it. Chef Sheun will tell us more about this, for those just joining us.
Okay, so like I said, we're making potato finger fries. And it's not the usual way. We are boiling the potato, then we go to mash it, add some spices, pepper, salt, seasoning, and then we make them into sticks to fry.
Yeah. So I mean, it actually, when you think about it, it can be quite complicated. But to be honest, it's actually quite simple because I mean, potatoes don't take time to boil, right? So once they're nice and soft, like how many minutes are we boiling for?
Like 10.
Like 10 minutes. Once they're nice and soft, just put it in a nice multi-purpose bowl. I love this bowl. I think I need to get one. Put it in there, put some seasoning, put some flour. So yes, I was asking you about the flour. So you have two types of flour.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the use of each one?
So I have the regular wheat flour, and then I have the corn flour. The regular wheat flour acts as a binder in your potato, brings it together, and then the corn flour gives it that dry, crispy thing, because it makes the mixture of the two flours hairy and light.
Okay, and light.
And that helps your fries. It's not heavy.
Makes sense, true. Okay, because I asked you particularly, I mean, I thought I'll see egg in this mix. Because you know, egg has a way of, you know, when you're doing your marita, you use egg and flour. Egg also has a way of bringing it together. But she said once you're using corn flour, it literally is good. All right, so now we're here with our chicken as well. Our chicken was pre-boiled, of course, and seasoning, and it actually has this very nice aroma with it, and we're frying. Ooh, easy, sorry. And we're frying that while we wait for the potatoes to boil, cooked. Yes, of course. And that's not going to take time. So once potatoes are done, we're going to put it in this bowl, right?
Yes. And then mash it up, add other stuff.
And we're
good to go.
And I mean, this is one reason I don't like frying. What's happening right now? So I mean, yeah, we definitely put in all of that, and then we're good to go. Yeah, I was also asking, can we use any other type of potato for this?
Yes, sweet potato can also go through the same process.
The same process.
Yes. Yam can go through the same process.
Yam can go through the
same.
Okay. But by the time you mash it, once you turn to pounded yam.
Well, that's the whole idea, because it means you have Irish potato dough as well.
Potato, huh?
Yes.
All right, amazing. So if you literally are quite adventurous when it comes to your recipes and you don't like eating basic stuff, right, you could definitely try this recipe out. I mean, you don't need so much, right? We have all-purpose flour, we have some salt, some peppers, some corn flour, and some seasoning to go. Basic things you actually find in your kitchen. And of course, don't forget, we have the potatoes right there. You know what? This oil is quite aggressive today.
It's giving us the
It's the chicken, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the chicken because of the fat. So it's actually popping. All right. Nice.
Giving us the kitchen.
While we wait for our chicken, our chicken's actually almost ready.
Yes, I think we are good.
Yeah. Okay, and we definitely have so much more coming up right here. Let us know if you're trying this recipe out. Drop a comment on our socials and all of that. Right now, we have TT standing by for another interesting conversation.
Welcome back, viewers, to the second hour of our exhilarating Workers' Day special on Wake Up Nigeria. It's your dynamic duo here, trio, I would say, because Titi's around the corner. So, guys, are you ready to party? Well, not literally, guys, but hey, you know, Wednesdays on the show are definitely one for the books.
Definitely. And of course, first hour was just the warm-up we all need it, and now it's time to take this Workers' Day celebration to the next level. Now get ready. We have another 45 minutes of non-stop fun, inspiration, and entertainment packed up just for you.
Yeah, guys, Wednesdays are all about embracing the hustle, seizing the moment, and celebrating the spirit of unity and togetherness. So, look, guys, let's keep this energy high and make every moment count.
Yes, of course. So now in the kitchen, we're literally doing something quite complicated. Titi, where are we with all of that right now? Where are we with that? What's happening in the kitchen?
So far, I'm seeing something tasty being put together here. I know that it's Winfrey that knows the full secret of everything that's going on. But these spices, this combination of spices and ingredients is mouth-watering. It's May Day, so everyone's with their families, they're at home, and hopefully learning something new with flavored craft.
Yeah. Flavored crafts with a cheerfulness there.
Yes,
Always cheerful.
Now alone we can do little, but together we can do so much. Now let's harness the power of collaboration, teamwork, and unity to build a brighter future for our beloved Nigeria. My name is Winfrey Agboleshe.
And I'm Emir Koche. As always, we are your partners in progress, your guide through the ups and downs, and your hosts for this most unforgettable Workers' Day. This May Day celebration is one for the books, and of course it's something that we want to keep making these memories that will last a lifetime.
Yes,
so we want you guys to watch us anywhere at tvcentertainment.tv on our website.
And let's get into what we have for the rest of the show. So far, we literally have done nutrition, talking about detoxing and things like that.
The power of greens. So go eat your greens today.
Yes, or drink them.
I'll drink them. Thanks for staying with us, guys. Earlier on the show, we had Nigerian-American New Orleans native Yuji serenade us. But this powerful powerhouse of talents ready to invade the Nigerian music scene is still right here with us, and she's sitting right here on the couch. She has mastered a myriad of genres over her career for the past 2 decades. And right now, she's taking on Afrobeats with catchy and memorable songs that continue to showcase her poignant storytelling lyrics. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Oh, I enjoyed your performance earlier on. You are such a performer.
I appreciate that.
That powerhouse is not lost in transit at all. So talk to us about, your journey so far as a female music artist around the world. I mean, because you live in New Orleans and you're back here in Nigeria briefly. So talk to us about how it's been thriving, in the U.S. as a Nigerian artist.
Yes. So I grew up in New Orleans. That's when I started singing, songwriting, age 14. I had I've done a lot of categories. I was doing rock and soul in New Orleans.
You're you have that vibe.
It was great. It was awesome.
You have that India Rare.
That's exactly what I was doing there.
Yeah.
Then Hurricane Katrina happened, and so I had to put that on hold for a while. And I went to college in Chicago. And there I also paired up with another friend, and I started doing dance pop. And that's because when I was in New Orleans, I was using my name Ugorji.
Okay.
But when I went to Chicago, that's when Yuji was born, because she was dance pop, Black Lady Gaga.
It was more like a reborn.
Yeah, a reborn thing. That's like when the dance music was popular, when they did Rihanna and Lady Gaga was coming up.
Oh.
So that type of stuff.
Okay.
I did some stuff with jazz bands in Chicago. But yeah, we took a little break in the middle and reemerged here doing Afrobeats, and the whole process has been challenging. It's been a little bit more challenging as of yet, but more rewarding as well.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just been, I'm currently based in Philadelphia right now, and I am really excited to be here in Nigeria to get the music out, to work with some producers. We shoot a music video while I'm here, so.
So let's talk about some of the music producers that you're looking forward to working with, because I know you have your music video shoot this weekend. So talk to us about, people you're working with, who you're collaborating with. Share with us.
Yeah, so when the person who produced my beats for Peace of Mind and my upcoming single that's coming out, I Tried, it's IBK Sleek.
Okay.
So we've been working together, and a few songwriters here and there, some people you may know as Lush and things like that. We've been talking and everything. So yeah, I've been having a really great time. It's been really, really amazing. It's a whole different process. Usually I'm in the studio by myself, or I write in all my songs usually. And so it's been really cool working with other songwriters and everything, and to learn, and it kind of opens up your versatility, because now I'm now writing with a team, you know, and getting ideas that I may not have had myself. So it's been really, really cool, interesting, a great vibe, and we're making some really good music that I can't wait to share with y'all.
Ah, I can't wait. Now let's talk about the struggle with being a female music artist. Okay, it's something that you can totally relate with. Talk to us about some of the struggles that you've had to have in, you've had to deal with in the industry.
Yeah, so I will say point blank, I've been pretty lucky in that I've never had someone come up to me and like outwardly ask you, oh yeah, you give me this, I give you that, right? But it also has been hard in that, one, when you're young, like I've been doing this for a very long time, so the music that I made back then, yeah, I could get it done, but I didn't have the money to have it mastered. You know what I'm saying? Now the challenges, I feel like, are getting people to, I guess, take you seriously. There's also, just people not understanding. I feel like I have a very unique background and everything, and so I was finding that it was hard, that people weren't understanding where I was coming from. So some people may have just easily brushed me off and be like, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about, or, or she thinks she's better than us. It's a very interesting dynamic that I've had to go through. But I feel like now coming into the Afrobeat scene, I've been extremely welcomed, and it's been an amazing experience. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It's kind of making me feel like this is what I was destined to do, because the way the path has just been opened up, rather than previous, I'm doing dance pop and people love it, you know what I'm saying, and with rock and soul, they love it, but I was kind of stuck in the same place, and finding now that I guess I'm doing, what my voice
Yeah, so now another genre has embraced,
just embraced me,
and
so
and you're loving it.
It's been really cool.
Do you think the female industry, or the female artists in the industry, are supportive? Because there has been conversations and debates about not getting enough support from other female artists, lack of collaboration. What do you think?
So, honestly, I feel like I haven't had that experience yet, right? I feel like the experiences I've had have been overwhelmingly positive. And I'm basing this off of my experience at home in the U.S. I moved to Philadelphia in 2021, and then I have cultivated, a team of other professionals, music professionals, and they've all welcomed me. When I had my first show in Philadelphia, I couldn't believe the support and how much they were like, cheering me on, and like we're all support each other. So I've been very fortunate not to have experienced that yet, but that also can be because of the level that I'm at, I may not have gotten to that level yet where now people are, in a way, kind of hating because they don't want you to advance further than them. So, so far for me, I've been pretty lucky.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a very, 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 very interesting question. You are into the Afrobeat, scene right now, and we have two popular Afrobeat artists that are that are currently in the news. Okay, so first off, I'm not going to put you in a spot by asking who's your favorite, but I'm going to ask you, what do you think about the beef? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, my thing is, I think they're at a point where it's like they've gotten so big that they feel they can just say anything. But I feel like 10 years ago they wouldn't have said these things, but so-and-so thinks that they're now qualified, and really not qualified, because you went after, the big house, and then also the other one that's now up and coming, that's now really popular, and I just feel like you would have said that 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, why do you think? And then you also see that they're obviously the people who's calling out are kind of disturbed because, as you know, Big House doesn't have to say anything. And then the other one, he doesn't really say something. So for him to come out and say something, it must have really bothered him. I just feel like, why are we doing this? You guys are all important in your respective rights. It's not needed. You have your fans. You don't have to.
I agree with you totally, Yuji. I mean, wishing you all the best. And all wishing you good luck on your shoot on of the weekend. That's
Weekend,
on Saturday.
and we have a single coming out on Friday.
Oh, okay. Have a great time.
Thank you.
And here in Nigeria as well.
I'm having a great time.
All right,
Thank you so much.
fantastic. And that's it on the conversation with UG. The show continues, guys, but you need to stay with us.
Thank you so much for staying with us on this amazing, amazing work. It's the edition of Wake Up Nigeria. Right now, I have a relationship right here with me, and in the person of Mr. Aderele Onikosi, who is the founder and CEO of Connegelics Consulting International Limited, a company dedicated to people transformation. Onikosi now transcends the traditional consultant label. He's a publisher, author, trainer, and advocate, now weaving a tapestry of leadership excellence through diverse avenues. Now, his men's mentorship platform speaks on a bouquet of marriage issues and relationships. We will be discussing it right now. Healing in marriage doesn't mean the damage ever existed. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Amazing. Okay, so now we're talking about how healing doesn't mean the trauma or the problem
Never existed.
Never existed. Now, first of all, let me delve a little into your expertise. As I mean, with everything you've done over the years, I'd like to know the story why you actually went into this particular field of like marriages, relationship, and being a consultant in this area.
Okay, thanks for that. Okay, so, you know, sometime when you've not experienced something, you feel you're an expert. Okay, so early in life, I started leading youth organizations, and then I talk about, as a matter of fact, I wrote my first book on relationship when I didn't have any experience.
Wow.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so, but then when you now experience something, that's when you really know if what you wrote was just something from your
So
imagination.
in your case, what was it? Did you realize that, okay.
No, it wasn't about realizing I had a failed marriage.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So my first marriage didn't work. And it was, you know, that process was, I mean, was the worst. I don't wish it for an enemy. Okay, so I picked up, and picking up, that's why I said healing does not mean the trauma didn't happen. And one of the challenges that I've seen around our climb is people just tell you, what is it, get over it. They don't just get over it.
Yes.
So such comments and statements actually do more damage, you know, to the victim in this, you know, instance, because you were not there. You didn't experience what they experienced, so you don't know. So don't tell them, no, it's okay. You just, no, it's not okay. Don't wave it off. Yeah, right? So that was my own experience. And it took me a long time to come out of it.
I mean, I love the fact that you're being so open about it. I think that it actually takes really, like real bravery to actually do that, and especially coming from a man as well. Because most times people think, okay, marriage, relationships literally affects the women more. Now coming from you. So you had that experience and you decided, you know what, I'm going to go into this professionally and then try to help other people.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And how's the journey been so far?
So the interesting thing about it is that culturally, we're not a people who are inclined to being vulnerable, to want to talk about some of this, especially men.
Your gender.
Right? We don't. And I think one of the challenges is that in the helping industry that takes care of things like this, you have a lot of women who are there trying to help. And so the challenge is most times, and which is a challenge, that's why counseling and coaching are not the same thing. So that's why you don't find a lot of men in counseling. Because you don't want to go there and being tutored by another woman who feels like, you know, maybe a reflection of, you're right, maybe where you're coming from or your mother.
Yes.
Because that's usually the challenge with men. We don't like to be told what to do. And that's what counseling does. It gives you an advice.
Yes, okay.
Coaching doesn't advise you.
True. So now let's go right into the top subject. So now, why do you think it's necessary for people to always have it at the back of their minds that, see, despite the fact that you're healed or you're healing, the trauma still exists? Why is it necessary for people to actually have that right there?
I think it's important so that people don't live in denial. This situation happened. Okay, so in the process, and that's also been, if, you know, in my understanding, that's actually where self-care starts from.
True.
If you really care about yourself, you really want this process to, you want to heal genuinely. You don't want to sweep it under the, you know, the rug and say, okay, no, I'm okay. You want to macho it up. No, that's nothing to macho. So it's there. The trauma, existed, but we want to find a way out of it.
Past it.
Right? And what happens with that is there has to be a structured path out of it. So that way you know what steps, what processes you took that got you to your healing. And you know why that is necessary in case of a relapse. Because it happens. To say, okay, so where was I? How did I get there? And then how did I miss the mark? Then it becomes easy to retrace your step to say, okay. And it's not an easy journey.
Very true.
Yeah.
I can imagine that it's not. Okay, now when you're talking about healing, are we talking about healing? For instance, now you spoke about, having childhood traumas, maybe the way your mom was with it in the case of men and all of that, and then coming in, or you're talking more about probably like a healing from like a divorce now, or a broken relationship, or failed marriage, and things like that.
Yeah, so the healing is in the light of your experience in a marriage.
Okay.
Some people have endured abuse for years. Now, it's different around us here. We're not open to talking about things like this. You either get stigmatized. I've seen people get ostracized completely out of what is supposed to be a support system, especially if it's a faith-based support system. You are going to be alone. You'll be isolated. You're not going to have any support system. And that is actually what increases the trauma and leads people to want to do things, you know, to themselves, like self-harm, and say, look, I'm better off not being around here than being with this set of people or this kind of environment. And so you see people just want to, you know, sometimes end it and say, no, there's no point here.
Okay, so now moving past all of that and like trying to heal from all of this, right? And then let's say peradventure, you now get into a new relationship, right? So you're coming to terms with yourself and saying, okay, fine, this existed now. How, just for partners out there, how can they support someone coming out from something traumatic to literally better their own relationship they currently are in, as opposed to using it against them?
Yeah, thank you. So usually I would ask people to not use getting into another relationship as a coping mechanism, right, from what they've experienced, because that's what most people do, because you've been used to the comfort of companionship, and suddenly it's not there. So you find out that you're trying to hang on to just anything that comes. And so what happens is you're living an abused relationship or abused marriage or whatever is making that relationship end. You're going to take all of your damaged self into the next relationship. It's going to reflect. So I always say, take some time to heal, to get yourself back, self-awareness, know who you are, what do you want. See, your life is beautiful enough without a man or a woman. Don't try to hang on and try to find validity for your life by being in a relationship. So heal. If you need to take a year, 2 years, it's okay. But get yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be creating another toxic relationship. Okay, so you find some people come into a new relationship, they start projecting their insecurities from the previous relationship, and you want to drive your new partner crazy with that. So it's usually a lot of problem. And people who are in a relationship with such a person, they must show a level of understanding and empathy. And then to help them walk through the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Amazing. I think this actually has been a very, very holistic conversation, thinking about it. Yeah. Don't jump from one into another.
No,
take your time, heal, and make sure that you're okay before you now probably get into another relationship. Thank you so much, sir. Definitely very insightful. And we'll definitely be taking another topic next week as we have you here again. Thank you so much for spending the morning with us.
Sometimes there are some performers you just can't forget. If you've ever seen him perform on stage, he'll definitely strike a chord with you. And yeah, you'll probably remember his music as well. We're talking about Michael Olakiton Fashino, popularly known as Baba Erujeje. He is a renowned gospel music minister, performer, and leader. Now, his music career spans over, well, almost 3 decades now. He has a passion for inspiring humanity through his very unique blend of music, dance, and visual art. Now, he's mentored quite a few artists in Nigeria, known artists, and he's performed at many concerts all over the world, probably over 500, if I'm not mistaken. Now, he's worked extensively in production of musical theaters, not just here in Nigeria, but in the United States, in London, and in Canada. We have Baba Erujeje right here on the couch with us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you are having me here today.
Honestly, you've definitely brightened up our set today. Now, we have to talk about this journey, how it all began, your look and your style of performing. Okay. Talk to us about that.
I came into, I am someone that I encountered a unique individual, a unique personality a long time ago, and in the person of Christ. And he has touched me, he has changed me, inspired me as well, and he made me into a messenger. But the uniqueness of what I am doing is that I am not just using, I use everything under the arts to pass this message across. It happened in such a way that I think I was having a number of issues at that time, plenty issues that caused a bit of depression. And I noticed that whenever I opened my mouth to sing, it lifted.
Wow.
So I didn't have a choice but to continue to sing.
Wow.
As I continued to sing, I noticed that people began to appreciate it. Depression was lifting, people were appreciating, and things were getting better. And also, I had this very fantastic imaginative ability. You know, I escape into it sometimes. So I noticed that that helped me to be able to enter this world, that helped me to be able to write certain stories. And it led me to be writing, because I liked
folklore,
folk tales and things like that. So I put them together. And so I began to write stories. And it helped me to write my first opera, musical theater at that time. Back in Ibadan, Erujeje. And the main character is the person you are looking at. And a lot of things. So over the years, a lot of things has metamorphosed into other things. And synergy of this and that came to put the character here, yes.
So that character started basically in Ibadan, and it's gone all over the world.
Yes.
What are the most interesting responses you've gotten from maybe your audience, fans that you've met over the years?
I've noticed that the first set of people that it gained, that liked what I was doing were, funny enough, the young people, then the middle-aged people, then the elderly, you know. They liked it and appreciated it. And besides, that's what I wanted. This is a secret.
Okay.
I started singing Oyibo songs.
Okay.
And R&B and the rest of them.
Okay.
But only a class of people appreciated it. So when I did
gospel?
This, yes.
Gospel.
And the elderly content, the elderly accepted, and even the younger people. So a lot of things metamorphosed over the years, yes. So, but my name, okay, sorry, I have not.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
If you permit me to introduce myself, my name is gotten for one of the prophetic and profound nomenclatures accorded to God Most High by the Yoruba people. You know, different ethnicities of the world.
Would you like to? Would you like to say it to the camera directly? You want to know which camera you have?
Yes.
So there's a special introduction you're going to do, and that's your camera right there.
Oh, over there.
Yes. So go ahead.
So now.
Sorry, this one right here. That one. Yes. Aha. Yes.
Okay. So my name is gotten from, you know, if you look at all the continents of the world, being North America, South America, Asia, Australia, Africa,
Antarctica,
Antarctica.
Antarctica, yes. All of them.
So if people, ancient people that lived, they knew that there was an ultimate authority in the heavenly realms that ruled over the affairs of men, but they didn't know how to accord him a name. But how do you give names to one who owns all? And if you go to in the scriptures, even it became a challenge for him too, for God Almighty, when he was addressing Moses, because Moses asked him, "You are sending me a message. Who should I say is sending me?" Even God said, "I am," because you know. And but in doing this, my people looked at the awesome elements of the earth and the awesome works of his hands, and they began to give him names metaphorically based on these elements. One of such names is this. They call him the Alagbalubu Ibu, which means that he is the widest expanse of waters, limitless in depths and in width. Another one is this. Some went further and they call him the Amororo, Alaroro, Taroro, Saroro, Kinitin, Seleni, Okoko. Now, that simply means that the one you are serving is the whitest, the cleanest, the Lord of blazing lights, and he lords it over every form of darkness that have ever existed in creation. Some went further, finally, because some went further and they call him the which simply means that he is the one that knows you, he formed you, he fabricated your anatomical outlay, as you are fine like this. He is the learned one who understands the fetus or the baby in the womb of a snail. And when you put all these names together, the Yoruba people summed it into one, which is Erujeje, which means the awesome one.
Wow.
Yes. So, the other, but let me not do Navigi here. So, let me stop here.
Oh, no. Well, you've already explained how you feel when you perform, when you step on stage.
Oh, yes.
But then it's one thing to perform in theater, but it's another thing to then have 4 albums to your name. Putting together albums is not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy. And you've put them together for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you've reintroduced yourself to another generation of recent. And you have a new song that just came out?
Yes.
Okay, what's the title?
It was intentionally done. It was done in the studio. It's a medley of songs put together. And it has this genre of high life, upbeat, praise feel that we have in churches. It's very inspirational. It will get you out of any situation in which you are. Make you smile, make you all right, make things begin to happen for you.
What's it called?
It's called Praise Blast.
Praise Blast.
Yes.
Wow.
Also, you know, another thing that I notice is that some people, you know, sometimes when things happen to us, and we feel that it's as a result of our fault or something that we have done.
Yeah.
And we feel that God has forgotten. God has not forgotten you. And the fact is, you know, some people say, why is this happening to me? Why me? And I ask them, should it be happening to me? You have your own, I have my own, and it is not meant to kill you. All these situations, they come to make you jollof and make you finer. I'm looking at you.
Baba.
You have been through so many situations, and look at what he's doing. If you hand it to God, God will make you fine and make you. He says, all things work together for good, for them that love God and are called according to his purpose. And even Jesus Christ learned obedience by the things he suffered. So when you go through situations,
Baba, all these breakdowns and stories are in the songs and in your performances, and we know that many would like to comment and contribute to them online as well. Please share your thoughts on how he performs as soon as you see the post online. Baba Erujeje, thank you so much for joining us today.
God bless you. God bless you.
We're heading to the kitchen for a little bite. The chef has been cooking all morning, and she has something to showcase to you.
Fantastic.
Will you join us?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Welcome, sir, into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It's our pleasure to have you here. And right here we have Chef Shion, and then she's literally Chef Shion.
Shion.
Chef Shion.
And she has actually put together fried potatoes and some chicken. I would like for you to try it out, sir, and let us know what you think about it.
Okay.
Please. Please have a bite.
The one you can try. Okay, this one.
What do you think? What do you think?
I'm looking for a word.
Oh, wow.
You're fantastic. Describe it, no? Okay. It is fantasmoscolical.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you.
all our guests. Thank you. See you again tomorrow.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.